Hi Cubies, here's Alexandra and welcome to another painting tutorial. Today we are painting Dark Angels. So let's go first over what we need. Obviously we need a primed Space Marine. He is already primed in black spray primer, as you can see. Then the colors that we need are basically 4 colors for the armor. The green of your choosing, this can be any mid-tone green that you like. In my range here, this is from Scale Color Fantasy range, the Greenskin Flash. Oops. Then we need a black. Simple as that. And then we need 2 colors, like here yellow for highlighting, and for the final edge highlights we need a neon yellowish green. So in this case I have here Amarillo Soul Yellow from Scale Color, and from Vallejo Model Color the yellow green with this number here. So then what we also need, this is very important, is a makeup brush. This here. This we will use as a dry brush, and as you can see it has very soft bristles, and it has a round shape to it, so it is cone form. So this is a very important brush. And then we need also lots of paper towels to remove excess paint. Yeah, let's get started. Take an old brush for picking out the colors from the pots, if you don't have dropper bottles. If you have dropper bottles, just put it on. I personally prefer lid pots over dropper bottles, but that's just personal preference. So the first thing we are going to do is mix up a really dark green. So we take our mid-tone green here, put a good amount on the palette, and then we will darken that down with some black. So always put the color you're mixing in beside the other color, so you don't get overwhelmed, and you can always just pick up the amount of color you need. And I think that's a good color. So now we have our dark green for our first layer. So the first thing you're going to do is you take your big dry brush, get yourself some paper towel, and then we'll pick up some of the color on the bristles. So you see the front part is loaded with that, and we will wipe off a little bit of the paint so that it isn't overwhelming. Sorry, my English today is a little bit rusty. So and then we simply overbrush the entire model. That way we get a uniform, nice dark green color for the armor, but also leave the recesses in black. And we have instant shading for the armor. So always brush in a downward angle, always in the same direction. And with one brush load we should be able to paint the entire miniature. So also here, get into the back side, here underneath And here with a collar, a little bit of stippling, and we're done. Well, on the camera you don't really see it, but trust me, it is not black anymore, it is a really, really dark green. So, now we wash the brush gently. And this is important. The washing of the brush part at this stage, you get the makeup brush in a moist state. This is for the modern times dry brushing essential. So with your moist brush, you pick up some yellow, put it on the palette, and with that we'll now go into here our dark green. Put up a little bit more yellow, just like that, and mix until you're happy with the result. And yeah, that's a nice green color. And we wipe off most of the excess paint now, as you can see here. And then we again start dry brushing very gently. It's a little bit too much still on the bristles. Gently over brushing. And try to concentrate on areas that you think deserve highlights, and leave a little bit of the dark green behind, so we get a nice color transition in the end. So for example here the side of the leg and the inside of the leg should be darker. So when it is dry, go over it second time. That way we are gradually starting to highlight those areas. Now when we go over the shoulder pad a second time, you see there where we had previously the highlight will get now brighter, and we can make a nice transition here to the darker area. Almost just one paint. Come on, get here. Come on. There we go. So, this is how it looks after the very first dry brush stage. So, now we change the brush. swipe. And now we need a fine brush, like this one here, for example, with a really nice tip. And now it's time for some edge highlighting. So, I take now here my Vallejo Neon Green, or yellow green in this case. And now it's time for some edge highlighting. So I'm testing the brush here on the side of the pauldrons, because well, we will paint them, but here you can test how good the color is for edge highlighting. And as you can see, it needs a little bit, tiny little bit of water in it to get a better flow. You see here I've scratched this and made a little kink, but with a little bit of water, and there you go. You can see now how crisp that line is. Yeah, that's the way the paint should flow from your brush, that you can make really nice edge highlights. And then, well, you start edge highlighting how much or how little you like on your Space Marine. I know GW likes their edge highlighting on every single edge that can you find on the miniature, but for a more realistic depiction, you don't have to be that extreme. Just pick out the highest spots, the most major lines on the miniature. Pick those. And just like that, you can make this armor really pop. And that's basically all that's to it to paint Dark Angels. Everything else is pretty straightforward, and I have shown you that 100 times in 100 different videos to paint. For example, here we have a finished ultramarine in the same style like this Dark Angel here. You see all the edge highlights are done. Then the gold, how to paint gold. I have several videos of my Stormcast Eternals with the gold, then the wash, then silver highlights. Here I have painted the bolt gun with some bolt gun metal and a little bit of Nuln oil over it, and then the weapon casing in red and highlighted it. So you can achieve the same stuff overall on the Dark Angel and finish up the miniature. But basically those are the techniques to paint Dark Angel power armor. And well, I hope you like this little tutorial, and we see us in the next video. You, Alexandra. Bye.